Nation? It's the press, TElectrik. Um, I thought I would, you know, jump on right quick. I've been in the studio knocking them out, man. Making new music. So I decided to take a little break and, you know, check in on y'all. How y'all doing? What up, though, nephew? What up, though? Hey, I want y'all to chime in on the podcast tomorrow night. It's gonna be epic. What up, though? What up? What up? I want y'all to tune in on the tomorrow night the podcast with my brother Trey 57 and Famous Adore. That's gonna be tonight at 10 o'clock. Um, Also, I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight because guess what? I go to Spencer's Gun Shop, Freedom Holsters, to pick up my PSA Dagger. And I definitely got to get it to the range because that's replacing my Glock 23. And I just, I just wanted to downgrade. 10 millimeter, I couldn't record mad crazy. The 40, manageable. But I just wanted something, if you ever in a shit hit the fan situation, you want to be able to land shots. You don't want to be all over the place. You want something that's steady, and you want to put them shots down range, and you want to be able to land them in the right target. You feel me? So I downgraded from the Glock 23 to the Dagger. Man, they had one. It was $260. That's a no-brainer. And my shit, I ain't gonna never buy a suppressor, but my shit got the suppressor sights on it. It's got the threaded barrel. It's gray. Man, that motherfucker, man, my dick is hard. My fucking dick, nigga. My fucking dick is hard right fucking now. Just thinking about that fucking dagger that's waiting for me. The shit, you know what's fucked up? The shit actually came yesterday, and I guess they didn't have time to log it in, so I had to wait till the day. So I'm gonna be up all night. Me and my dick will be up all fucking night. Anyway, I just want to, man, enjoy your fucking life and love the people that loves you that's in your life. Love your life, man. Last week was crazy. I want to say rest in peace to my brother. I remember watching the Cosby Show, man, and Theo, man. My favorite role with Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner, was that Mike Tyson movie he played in. That came out like shit. I think that might have been that was some years ago when that Mike Tyson movie was out. But he played in that Mike Tyson movie, and man, it was a scene in there in the movie, and it was funny as hell. But rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Rest in peace to him. Also, I was never into the Osbournes music or Metallica or whatever group that he was from. I don't even know none of their music, but rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. Rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying? Rest in fucking peace to Ozzy Osbourne. And how I got to know him, he was on a show, a paranormal show on the Travel Channel. It was called I Want to Believe, the Osbournes. And man, he was a cool ass dude. You know, I would like just chill watching that. You know, cause I'm into that paranormal shit, the ghost hunters, all that shit. I'm into all that shit. So Travel Channel is one of my favorites. But yeah, they had a channel. You know, they had their show on that channel. Rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. And damn, I you know, listen, I'm an 80s. Well, I was born in the 70s, but I remember the fucking 80s. I was born in 1973, but I remember the 80s. And I remember how incredible this guy was, you know, and still is, in my opinion. I didn't never really get into wrestling. I just never did. But back then in the 80s, wrestling was just bigger than fucking life. And, you know, Junkyard Dog, but come on, Hulk Hogan, man. Man. And I know it's a lot of people talking shit. I don't feel he was a racist. He was a racist. Motherfucker racist. Man, he rot in hell. He's a fucking racist. And, you know, I don't give a fuck if the nigga was still a racist. But from my understanding, he had regrets about the bullshit that he said. You know what I'm saying? He had regrets about it. So everybody, no matter what you do, as long as you ain't like, you know, killed somebody, everybody can change, and everybody deserves a second chance. Hell, my brother A.R. American, you know, Ben told me, you know, admitted that he was once a racist when he was a lot younger, a kid basically. And that man, his heart changed. He ain't got hate in his heart any longer. You know, and I know some people be like, well, I still wouldn't fuck with him. Even if he still was one back in the day. I ain't fucking with you. I'm not cut like that. We all human. We all emotional human beings, right? We got emotions. Some of it, you know, we got to tune in our frequencies. And when you got hate in your heart, you're not all the way tuned in to God or to your higher power or into righteousness. You got to be tuned in. And when you learn to love everybody and don't involve race, politics, religion, and you accept the person for who they are, then to me that's the ultimate elevation. That's the ultimate advance in life and in intelligence, because that's just so rudimentary and just primal. The little shit that we are willing to kill each other over. Just dumb shit. But when you think differently, when you know, when you can see a wolf in sheep's clothing, you feel me? And you know the truth, and you know the decline of the society that we're in, right? Then you're gonna already know to stand on your own and not depend on anybody else to come to your rescue, you know, in the time of need. So yeah, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. You still a fucking giant. And may you rest in peace. You can't condemn somebody because what they did in their past. You can't judge. Only God can judge. You know, Lord knows some of the fuck shit that I did, you know, being reckless back in the day. Don't get me on some of my crazy ass true life, real life stories. You know, because you would be like, damn, T, I knew it was something wrong with your ass. um, I'm getting ready to jump off, going downstairs to that big 75-inch TV and download that fucking new game. Well, it's not new, but it's new to the consoles. Ready or fucking not, where you a fucking SWAT team and you are assigned to various missions and various difficulty levels, and it's basically a SWAT simulator. I must have it. I'm about to go and download it, and I might even set the camera up and y'all watch me play the motherfucker. You know, that's if I ain't too buzzed. You feel me? Anyway, man, I'm like I say, I'm gonna do an uncasing video of the Dagger. I mean, why not get the Dagger? You know, a lot of people talk shit. Oh, Daggers ain't shit. They Glock clones. They not the real deal. Holyfield. I really ain't trying to hear none of that shit, because basically it's a Dagger is a Glock. It's a Glock 19, and it's actually better than a Glock cosmetically. That having a Glock and have it look like a Dagger, man, you would have to pay thousands of dollars to upgrade it to that. But we get it off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Now, my shit ain't got all them fancy ports and cuts and all that shit. You know, I don't need all that shit. You know, all I know is I saw one for $240 and I didn't get it at the time. I didn't get that shit at the time, right? So I was at that time I was back and forth on the fence. Didn't know what, you know, didn't know what to do. I just wanted to just downgrade. That ain't the word, but I just wanted to switch from 40 to 9 mil, because 9 mil back in the day was a pussy round. But through the advancements in technology, and y'all know what I'm saying, it's just as lethal as a 40 caliber. And everybody know a 40 cal was just a watered down version of a 10 millimeter. So I want to go back to the 9. I got my civil defense in 9, and I got me some the Underwood Extreme penetrators. A lot of people swear by that fucking shit. So I'm gonna rotate between my civil defense and my penetrators, and then I'm gonna take this motherfucker to the range, and I'm gonna at least shoot it about 50 times. That's good enough for me. 50 times. You know, if I don't have no hang-ups and 50 shots, because I ain't about to waste all my motherfucking bullets. Alright? I know some of you Negroes out there talking about, T, you got this shiny, don't make that motherfucker don't make it your EDC until you shoot it 5,000 times. Nah, nigga, fuck that. I'm not burning through my shit. Alright? 50 is the max for me. And if I get in some type of encounter and that motherfucker jam up after the 50th shot, then that's on me. That shit, take that shot, that's on me. Carve that shit on my tombstone. Nigga, you should have shot the motherfucker 5,000 times before you made it your EDC. Hell, I only shot the damn Glock 23 only maybe once. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't one of them old techno warrior range motherfuckers. Alright, leave me the fuck alone about that shit. I had to block a couple of motherfuckers the other day coming on my shit, talking shit. I said, nigga, I'm gonna block your motherfucking ass. You ain't gonna come in my house and be rude and disrespectful to me. It's not gonna happen. Oh, T, let him speak his mind. No, fuck you too. I'm gonna block your ass too. Yeah, I ain't one of them motherfucking range. I'm not one of them motherfucking range warriors, man. I don't get my fucking rocks off on going to the fucking range, shooting a piece of motherfucking paper that's not gonna shoot back at me. So, none of that shit. And I'm not pissing on nobody hey, knock yourself out if that's what you like to do. But leave me the fuck out of it and leave me the fuck alone. Because I ain't never said I was some Navy SEAL, Delta, sci-fi, from another planet type or whatever. All I am is a brother that's telling people to get a fucking gun so they can have a fucking chance at life. How about that? And you don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to aim that motherfucker and pull that trigger if in the event of a home invasion. Because, nigga, you ain't living in no fucking mansion. Alright? You should see how small. I'm very humble. I'm living a very humble, regal, humble life. How small my fucking house is. Maybe one day, Lord, I'll be, your boy T will be in a mansion. You feel me? Maybe one day. But if I can't hit a motherfucker in this little shoebox, then shame on me. Shame on me. You know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to look out for the podcast tonight with Trey 57 Productions and Famous Adore. This shit is gonna be epic. Alright? We might even make some beats on lives and put them on. I might even make a beat on the live, so they can freestyle to it. How would y'all like that? So that's gonna pop off tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Shit, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that dagger uncasing. Like I said, I'm not going to sleep. I only maybe had like 2 hours of sleep for the last 24 hours. So, shit, I can't sleep knowing that I'll be there as soon as they open up, and I'm gonna do the uncasing video. And daggers are better than Glocks, in my opinion. They Glock clones, but they made the Glock, they made the dagger better. They worked off of Glock's mistakes, or things that could have been better with the Glock. So they, PSA Palmetto, they advanced it. So in my opinion, the dagger is better than the Glock. And for those who disagree with me, they can suck my cock. Fuck a Glock. Why would you want to pay $500-$600 when you can go to Palmetto and get the same thing but only better for less? Man, most of they fucking daggers are $300, $400. You ain't gonna find none of them over $500 unless you getting that saber. You can't go fucking wrong with You can't go fucking wrong with the dagger. PSA is killing the fucking game. I made so many fucking mistakes buying all these high-end fucking guns. And then if you ever want to get rid of them for whatever reason, you can't. It's not easy selling these motherfuckers because, number one, you're going to want your money back, right? The gun costs $2,000, so you're going to at least your $2,000 back, at least $1,900. So A motherfucker say this, hype you up. Oh, that's a sweet ass gun, man. Oh, that motherfucker so dope. That motherfucker, man, that's fire, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me buy that motherfucker one day and all that. When in the time of the need, the motherfuckers, oh, I ain't got the money. So that's a negative. You not. It's gonna be hard for you to find somebody to give you what you think it's worth. Number two, if you ever have to pop a motherfucker with one of them, you done lost that gun. You gotta take that fucking loss. Cause once when they get in that police locker room, evidence room, you ain't gonna get that gun back. Or they gonna make you go through so much fucking red tape. You gonna be like, fuck it, cause that's exactly how they did me. So those two reasons alone, is why I regret having some of the so-called high-end guns, because number one, I'm not a shooter like that. I'm not really a shooter. I know how to shoot, but I'm not really a shooter like that. I was a collector. But that ship has passed me by now. You know, that ship has left the dock. You know, and I don't really have it in me like that to, you know, to be going and buying another 2,000 or 1,500. No, Palmetto was killing the game. They got quality. They're not sponsoring this channel, but real recognize real. And I'm just trying to put people on, because there's a lot of people in the economy right now. Everybody can't afford a gun. But I am telling you, Palmetto State Armory, you got guns that's like $199, shotguns. You know, so it's really no excuse, you know, not to be armed, because I feel more than ever the day of reckoning is coming. And in that day, this shit gonna be like 100 times worse than the movie The Purge. And you really do need to be ready. You know, you just make sure that your gun is functional. That's one reason it is important to go to the range, to check the functionality of your gun and test different types of ammo. You know, especially hollow points. People don't like to use hollow points because they're expensive, but you got to test them. Because your gun might, you know, go through full metals with no problem, but it may not like hollow points. You know, self-defensive, you know, rounds. So you definitely got to test your self-defense bullets. Definitely test that. But yeah, Palmetto State Army is that's where it's at. I got regrets about a lot of them high end motherfuckers. Like, I'm gonna let that little Ace go and take some of the money and get me one of those I want that motherfucking, I no longer have a 300 blackout, so I want the Marauder. I want that Marauder. They got the Marauder right now for like $460, and they got it in 300 blackout. So I'm gonna let that little Ace go. Put some of that funds towards getting that and it's a 7-inch. So that's gonna be my next gun. And that's it. I don't need no more. You know, I'm good. Oh, no doubt, Jam. And shout out to all y'all in the in the chat. What I love about Palmetto State Armory, number one, is made in America. That's number one foremost. But they look out for the average working person. You getting quality firearms at an inexpensive price. Man, God bless Palmetto State Army, because they are arming America. And when that day of reckoning comes, the day where it's going to be 100 times worse than the purge, you got to be ready to protect yourself. And you just can't, you just gotta come up with a plan. You gotta come up with that plan, a contingency plan. You know, a lot of people, unfortunately, will not be prepared. And they will pay for it with their lives. I see the day that we will be living in a society where only the strong survive, where we are going to have to just do bad things just for our survivability. But at the end of the day, only the strong is going to survive. And my question is, are you strong enough to survive? Because a gun, just having a gun is not going to add to your safety. It starts in your mind. You got to have that mindset. You got to have your so-called spidey senses, where you can just sense some shit ain't right. And you always stay alert of your environment, your surroundings, and everything. But I'm talking about something far worse than that is coming. I'm talking about just straight out, just straight, outright, a civil breakdown. And it's going to be like the Wild Wild West, Gotham City. And you're not going to be able to depend on nobody to come to your rescue. Be your own first responder and save you and your family, your loved ones, man. You got to be ready. You got to. Why you think I went from that Glock 23 to the Dagger? Because if I ever get into a situation, I just want to make sure that I can land those shots, and I'm not all over the place, jerking and shit, At the end of the day, it's not about the caliber. It's all about shot placement. Somebody get nicked on their shoulder. Does it matter if it's a 45, 10 millimeter, 9 millimeter, 380, 45? You still nicked on the shoulder. But if anything penetrates your head, your brain, if any projectile penetrate your heart or some other type of vital organ, you're dead. It doesn't matter. It's all about shot placement. But I still don't recommend 22 for the simple fact, I strongly don't recommend it. But if that's all you got, then work with what the fuck you got. But remember, if you ever was to encounter a savage, take that 22 and aim it at his upper, because I don't want you to, I'm not in, I'm just saying, it's a 22. So you want to hit them nuts, and you want to hit that nose and teeth and shit. You feel me? So, that's if you got the 22 long rifle. 22 Magnum, that's cool. A lot of people like to compare that, the 22 Magnum, to the FN, the 5.7 by 28. I've had both of them, and they are very similar. The only difference is that the 5.7 by 28 is just super fucking fast and super fucking nasty. That motherfucker, imagine a 223 5.56, but it's like a miniature. Yes, it looked like rockets in them bitches. And I have to get me another one. I gotta get me another rock. Even though they got the Ruger 5.7 at Palmetto State Army for like $430. It's on sale right now, my nigga. $430 But I'm like, nah. If I'm gonna pull the trigger, it's gonna be on another rock. Because that fucking rock that I had, that rock 5.7, I just like the way it felt in my hands. And I shot it at the range, right? And man, no recoil. We talking, 5.7 ain't got no recoil anyway. It's like a 22. But yeah, I want to get me another rock. And then I got a lot of fucking 5.7 ammo, so I definitely got to get me another rock, and I want that Marauder. That 300, that's gonna be my new spooky electric. That fucking Marauder. I'm gonna change that ugly ass H&R brace bullshit that's on there. That's got to go. I'm thinking about adding like a SB tactical, SB4. And then I like the SB5 too, but I think the SB4 is a better look on, on that Marauder. So I want that 300 blackout, y'all. A lot of people are like, but you got that Draco right there. You don't need, that's a 30 caliber too, but the 7.62 is a bigger, stronger, round compared to the 300 blackout. But I just love that round. I love that round, Okay. Yeah, well, hey, I get it. I just said I wouldn't recommend a 22 long rifle as a main home defense or a main personal protection gun. But we all know that we don't want to be shot by a fucking BB gun, let alone a fucking 22. And a 22 done took a lot of people off this world. They no longer here. Look at XXX Tentacion, for example. He was shot with a 22, and he was shot in the neck and in the shoulder. The projectiles that hit him in the neck is what unfortunately unalived him. So that was a 22. I've heard of people being shot in the leg and the bullet end up coming out out their chest, out their stomach, because that little motherfucker, once it into your body, that motherfucker gonna be bouncing all around and tumbling, and basically it's like a weak, watered down 5.56 or 2.23. It's the same like diameter. If you look at a 22 and you look at a 2.23 or 5.56, it's pretty much the same diameter, pretty much. Yeah, so as of right now, I don't have any firearms that shoot 5.7, but when I do, because I don't have regrets letting that PS90 go. That motherfucker, I don't even know where I bought it. And I took a loss on it too, because when I got it, these fucking allergies, man. When I got it, it was $2,000. Now you can find it for like $1,600, $1,500. Used for like $1,200, $1,300. So the value actually went down on them. And then there's some ugly motherfuckers. And then I let that P50 go too. I kind of missed that P50. But the next gun I get in 5.7, it will be another rock. And you can get them all day for 400. The first one I bought, I caught, it was a blimp. And anything blimp is like a discount. So I got mine for 350. And when I got it, I didn't see no fucking blemishes whatsoever. No discoloration, no scratches, nothing. And I regret, selling it. So that's the next one. I get my dagger today, and soon I'll be getting the rock, and I'm gonna let some of these expensive ass guns go so I can find getting quality more inexpensive, because I don't need to be in no situation where I got to fire 5,000 rounds. If I'm in a situation where I have to fire 5,000 rounds, that means it's a whole fucking army after my ass, and my chances of surviving, if it's me by myself, is slim to none. So, I'm happy to have that motherfucker. This will be my first dagger. Fuck Glock. I'm just fucking with y'all. I'm always gonna be a Glock fan, a Glock boy. You feel me? But come on, man. Why pay all that extra money that you would have to pay for a basic ass Glock when you gonna get something that's basically that clown? It's a clown, and it's already tricked out. I already got my little the RMR sights that I'm gonna put on there, and yeah, and my shit is gray on gray. No, I would rather have preferred black, yeah, but they didn't have the black one on sale, so my shit only cost me $260. And then dig this, y'all. They even got Sazzle on that bitch. So if you ain't trying to dig too deep in your pockets, all you gotta do is use Sazzle and pay that bitch. You gonna get your shit right away. And then you just make those 4 fucking payments, man. Bi-weekly payments. Every 2 weeks or every other week. And you pay that bitch off in 4 payments. So you can't go wrong with PSA. PSA, y'all need to mail me a check or something. Send me a check or send me a gun or something, goddammit. But I really do love and fuck with y'all. You feel me? Man, Sazzle is like just incredible. You know what I'm saying? I bought fucking guns through Sazzle. So yeah. And then that motherfucker build your credit up too. I didn't have, your boy T ain't got the best of credit, but dealing with Sazzle, making your payments on time, not having to reschedule a fucking payment, man, it boosts your credit, it boosts your standings. Next thing you know, you got a million motherfuckers sending you credit cards trying to, get you to fuck up and sign it, because once you sign it and agree to it, they gonna be charging you a yearly fee. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I fucks with PSA. I really do. And this is no dig towards the Daniel defenses and the Maxim defenses and the SIGs and all you staccato motherfuckers and all that shit, man. This is no dig towards y'all. You got the right to like whatever the fuck you want to like. God damn it. Who am I or who are we to judge you because you like what the fuck you like? You feel me? That's why I don't judge nobody. I don't judge no Diddy. I am glad that Diddy didn't get convicted of that RICO charge, because if they would have got Diddy, then it would have been a lot of other celebrities they would have been targeting. And then after they get them, guess what? They're going to come for us. And Lord knows that if having a woman come across your borders, the state lines, to give you some pussy is a crime, then motherfucker lock me up now and lock me up for all my motherfucking future crimes. Like that Prince song, Electric Chair, goddammit. So they couldn't get him on that shit. They couldn't R. Kelly. They could not R. Kelly the man. You gotta remember, Diddy's still pretty much a damn billionaire. I know the nigga got hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, he can afford the best fucking lawyers. Same thing with OJ. Even after that nigga did what he did, he was able. A poor nigga couldn't have got away with that. Rich nigga, yeah. That nigga had the dream team. You know, Johnny Cochran, rest in peace, you bad motherfucker. If it don't fit, you must have fucking quit. So he had the best of the lawyers, man. You know, so, and then, you know, Cassie what turned out not to be the innocent victim she portrayed herself to be, you know. And that ass whooping that Diddy, whooping that Diddy gave her in that hotel, I do not condone. I've had violence from women inflicted on me, and I had to run for my life because I don't believe in putting my hands on a woman. But if that woman is getting ready to take my life, then I'm gonna have to beat the fuck out of her motherfucking ass. Because at the end of the day, I still got to live. I can't let you, you know, stab me up and, you know, scratch me up and all that shit and cut my motherfucking throat because you a woman. Get the fuck out of here. But you got certain, you know, niggas that that think a man shouldn't or can't or should not defend himself. That's some bullshit right there. That's just like a woman coming up in your house and your mother there, and she beating your mama's ass, choking her out, stomping her, but you can't touch her. Or she turn on you and got a knife or something, and you can't defend yourself. Get the fuck out of here, man. Every living thing on this earth, on this planet, got the right to exist and got the right to defend himself no matter what. I don't give a fuck. I don't mean to sound harsh, but I don't give a fuck if you is a teenager or something. If you got that gun pointed at me and you done broke in my house and I'm confronting you in my home and you got a gun, all that teenage shit is out the door. Because at that point, it's your life or mine. I'll feel guilty later. But you shouldn't have broken my fucking house. The devil is real. And when I say devil, I mean evil. I don't know which one is the worst. I don't know which one came first. That's like the chicken or the egg. Or was it the egg or the chicken? And without the egg, you know, it wouldn't be a chicken. But then without the chicken, it wouldn't be an egg, right? Make this shit, you know, so I don't know which one came first. But all I'm telling y'all is it's a lot of evil in this world. You know, these demons, they are on a path of destruction. And I know you see it. You see it in your neighborhoods. You see it on your streets. This world, this society is going to shit. You know, it's a shit storm. And that shit is brewing, and it's just sooner or later, I just feel like it's going to erupt. And you got to be ready. You got to be ready. You hear me? No matter what. You got to be savage ready. Because that evil, one day, you're going to cross paths and encounter it. And it just might want to take your life. You can't let that shit happen. You hear me? You want to live this life as long as you can. You know, we wasn't born. Unfortunately, we wasn't. It don't work that way. The cycle of life. You know, we wasn't born to live forever. And this is why, I hate love, if that makes fucking sense. Because, when you lose a loved one, man, all that love that you got for them, and you lose them, especially in violence, due to violence and senseless violence, man, that shit, it just is so painful, so hurtful. It turns your world upside down, the grief, So that's why I say fuck love, but we only human. We got emotions, If you ain't no fucking psychopath, serial killer or something, yeah. We got emotions. That's one of the most difficult things you can never, ever, ever go through, is when you lose someone you dearly, truly, dearly. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you. When you lose someone to some senseless ass violence that you dearly, you really love, you know what I'm saying? This shit, world that we living in right now, it's crazy as hell, man. Everything is all driven and shit by all this social media shit. It's like everybody is all about the clicks and the views and the likes and the followers, and to me, that shit, I don't know, I'm not gonna say it's detrimental, but I will say it's definitely a distraction. And it takes away a lot of people's sensibilities and shit, where it just, it ain't no big deal to see somebody scattered all over the street or something, or another mass shooting shit, because this type of behavior has been normalized and shit, and glorified. When it's something good happening, like when it's a good guy with a gun and he's saving people, where you're not gonna see that shit all over the news, because it shows the truth that guns save, and it puts a positive spotlight on it. And they don't want that, because they're evil. They want to put us at a disadvantage. They don't want us to be able to defend ourselves when that day of reckoning do come. And trust me, it do come. Listen, there's no history ever of an empire surviving. Every one of them at their end. And I feel like America right now, as much as I love my country and I love everybody that love me, despite whatever race or creed or whatever, gender, I don't give a fuck. But I feel like it's just a big decline in the moral fiber of this nation, and this shit is just ripping to shreds. And I think it's all gonna go. It's going down one day. And I don't know. Shit might be so fucking, you know, I don't give a fuck how much training, how many fucking guns you got, how I don't give a fuck how much you think that you are ready. If you are being swarmed by hundreds of motherfuckers that's also armed and it's just only one of you, I don't give a fuck. Is you in, whether you in your house or out there on the street, you're not. The odds are stacked against you. More than likely, you're not going to survive. You're not. A lot of people, well, I'm just gonna hoard up in my house and, you know, put the security bars and board up the windows and, you know, create some death funnels and, you know, lay low and all that shit. I'm telling you, them motherfucking savages, they're smart. I don't even know if they would step foot in your fucking house. But you want to know what the motherfuckers will do? Pour gas. Pour fucking gas all around your shit and light that motherfucker up. So if you don't come out, they gonna smoke you out. You're gonna have, at that point, you're gonna have two motherfucking choices. You either gonna choose to get fucking burned up, you know, basically barbecued up in that bitch, or you have a fighting chance by running out that motherfucker. Anywhere to go, the way I see it, if they want you, they gonna get you, because they gonna gun you down if you choose option B. So what I want to know is, in a situation like that, how we really gonna survive if we don't link up with other people like us? Because in a situation like that, numbers matter. If you by yourself, I'm not saying you don't have a chance, but I'm just saying the odds is stacked up against you, especially when you're dealing with multiple armed savages on the, you know, just creating havoc. You know, you gotta link up with like-minded people like you. Train together. You know what I'm saying? Come up with contingency plans. What would you do in your neighborhood, on your block? Would you set up a checkpoint system on each corner of your block where it just ain't, no motherfucker could just come through? You know, set up a perimeter around your neighborhood. There's things you can do, but it takes more than you to do it. You feel me? We have to come together. We got to be the people that come together and stick it out together. And just stop all this finger pointing bullshit. We only humans. When you click that fucking play button, you unzip out your fucking scan and you become a fucking human being. That's what I'm talking about. We all human and we all in this shit show together. No, my question to y'all is, how you gonna navigate your movie? Because you know life is just a movie, right? You know life is just a movie. And the plot is by the decisions that we make. You know, the choices that we make. It's like a movie, but like all movies got to have an ending one day. And that's when we leave and just no longer exist anymore, right? So no movies last forever. So we got to navigate that shit. We got to be the fucking movie stars. Nobody else. We got to be our own movie star in our movie, in this thing called life. because I don't want my shit to end by being taken out by a funky ass savage, right? So I got to know how to navigate this thing called life in this movie. And at the end of the day, we are all fucking movie stars. We the star of this shit. So we the one that get to direct it. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying, right? But don't fumble that fucking ball and let that fucking evil devil get the drop on you. That's all I'm saying. So you make that movie into the best movie ever. But unfortunately, some of them ended like a fucking horror movie because they got fucking unalived. Like my nephew. That shit hit me hard. And then a day that goes by that I do not, think about them. And it just lets you know that shit can happen. Shit can pop off at any time. You feel me? Anytime, any place, anywhere. You gotta be ready, y'all. You just got to be ready. I just want y'all to live your life to the fullest and appreciate the people that's in your life that love you. You feel me? While they still here. Last time I saw my nephew, I had him come all the way across town because my trunk release button wasn't working. And by the time he made it over here, the motherfucker started working perfectly like it's supposed to. I'm like, damn, nephew, man, I hate I had you come, all the way over here. And he was like, you good, but if I knew that was the last time that I saw him, I would have just hugged his ass, told him how much I love him, and tell his ass don't go to your motherfucking sister's birthday party at that fucking hall, But the reason why I bring this up, just appreciate the people that's in your life right now because you just never know, man. You just never know when it'll be that last time that you saw that person. So, give people their flowers while they still here. Let people know what they mean to you and, and how much you love them, And definitely don't be no motherfucking sucker and not have no motherfucking gun to protect your family in an emergency or in the time of need or in the time you got to defend your life against these fucking savages out here. You got to be a man, a real man. He's going to protect his family no matter what. A real man, he's going to protect his castle no matter what. That's his kingdom. That's his peace. But you got devils out there that's anti-peace, anti-God, anti-love, anti-humanity. And this is why they can come in, and if you let them, unfortunately, let them get that drop on you, they're going to do horrible things to you and your family. And I guarantee you this, if you survive, it'll never be the same again. So you don't want that to happen. Protect your family. Protect your loved ones. It's worth it. Because when we leave, when we take our last breath, shit. We don't know if it's a heaven up in the sky. And we don't know if it's a hell in the ground, right? We don't know that. We don't know that. All we know is that if it's a hell, we living in that motherfucker right now. Right now. And maybe just dying would be your peace. Because as long as you on this motherfucker here, nigga, you gonna have to deal with fucking savages and the worst kind of fucking evil that you ever fucking face. So maybe just not, and I'm not advocating shit. I'm just saying, I see it how I see it. This shit is coming to an end soon, man. And the world is crazy right now. It's never, well, maybe once before, but it's unstable like a motherfucker. Have y'all opened y'all eyes and just see what's going on in the fucking world? And then we got all these UFO sightings, the raves of them. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing that was happening back in January is happening again. I don't know what they are. I don't know. All I'm gonna say is all the motherfuckers is not no drones. Drones to me is the new excuse. That's the new swamp gas. I'm telling you that it's some other. Listen, don't make me go back to 2016 when I saw that beautiful, the ambient reddish orange orb that looked like a plasma, like fireball. But I don't know what it was. But all I know is that it had intelligence. It wasn't no fucking craft or nothing. It wasn't no rings or tail or a fuselage. It wasn't no drum, no structure, nothing. This was like a fucking orb, a plasma ball. I saw that motherfucker. My son saw it, and my brother saw it, and my niece saw it. But I was the first motherfucker to notice it. So all of it, I don't know what it meant. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was from another dimension. I don't know whether it was something from the future. A lot of people was starting to say that them UFOs or UAPs, they really us from the future. And in the future, we don't figure out a way to manipulate time and warp that shit and go back in time. So when we seeing shit like 1997, the Phoenix Lights, when they saw a fucking boomerang-shaped craft that was over a fucking mile long, like the size of a fucking football field. And over 10,000 people saw that motherfucker that was in different cities, different neighborhoods, because it flew slowly over their fucking communities. And let's keep in mind, I know some of you, but where's the video footage? We talking 1997. Niggas didn't have smartphones back then. I don't even think niggas had cell phones back then in 1997. Let alone fucking phones that got cameras on them. No, one person did catch the boomerang on he had a camcorder and he filmed it. The quality was not that great because we talking VHS shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I remember if you had a VCR, man, you would swear that your motherfucking ass is rich. I know I thought I was rich. When my daddy came home from his job and he had a brand new motherfucking VCR, I think that motherfucker was a Zenith or either Panamonic. Panamonic or either Zenith. Y'all remember them motherfuckers if y'all old enough. And the first movie that we ever had Man, actually it was two. We had Dad had stopped by and bought Beverly Hills Cop. Man, we watched that motherfucker to death. You hear me? And then my mom, she had bought the bootleg to Scarface. You know, back in the day, when you had, you know, niggas used to put two VCRs and link them motherfuckers together. And I used to do that shit too. You take them two motherfucking VCRs, and one of them, you're going to put that tape in one. You're going to put two, you're going to put a blank tape in one, and you're going to put the shit you trying to copy in the other one, right? And you're gonna click play on one and then record on the other, and you made copies of it. So my mom bought the bootleg copy of Scarface, and man, come on, y'all. Of all the motherfucking fuck New Jack City, of all the fuck the Godfathers. Matter of fact, I've never seen the Godfather before. I've never watched none of them motherfuckers before. But New Jack City ain't got shit on Scarface. Scarface is a fucking cult fucking classic, man. We talking about Tony Montana right now, man. I hate that they killed his character off, because I wish they would have did a sequel to it. You feel me? I wish they would have had him survive it, you know, but yeah. Anyway, hold on. I got this cat unplugged my fan, and I ain't trying to burn up in here. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I get my dagger, man. Try not to look at my dick, y'all, because don't when I get up, hold your head up, because my dick is hard, because I'm thinking about having that dagger in my hand. You know what I'm saying? So please forgive me. If you gay, if you gay, I ain't got no control over that, and God bless you. I love you just as much as the other Gun Freak Nation members. Matter of fact, we are all the members, okay? So, anyway, let me go on and grab this, and don't look at me, dick. Well, these cats, man, these cats something else. Unplugging shit. I gotta have my air, goddammit. Anyway, listen, I'm about to get back into the studio and make some motherfucking beats, and God bless Gun Freak Nation. I appreciate and love every single one of you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate and love every single one of you. And thank you for, you know, stopping by. And like I say, look out look out for the Real and Raw podcast featuring, you know, special guests Trey 57 Productions and Famous Adore. We'll be on tonight at 9 o'clock. Well, you know my ass, you know, I might be late, and it might be about 9:30ish. No later than 10 o'clock, all right? You know when I get it. And like I say, you know, this channel is being shadow banned so fucking, yeah, it's pretty bad how they, you know, YouTube is doing me, you know. And all I ever wanted and preached was for people to protect themselves, you know. Care about themselves enough to protect yourself and protect your loved ones, your family, you know. But you know, you get hit with a shadow ban. That means that they not pushing it. They not. It's pretty much stagnant in the algorithms. But one thing they ain't got control over is another person. You know, a human being, emotions. So no matter what they do, they're not gonna stop us. You know, the only way they're gonna stop that is if they take my channel down. But as long as we got each other, fuck an algorithm. I don't give two fucks about that. What matters to me is love. And the fact that, my message is resonating with a lot of people. And I'm just, I'm always keep it 100 with y'all. Protect yourself at all times. Because you just never know when your motherfucking movie gonna come to an end. You are your own fucking movie star. You the star of this motherfucking show. You the star of this motherfucking movie. Remember that always. Do things your fucking way. And don't listen to nobody else. It's an opinion. It really don't matter. If it's going up against what you really want to do, because everybody is not going to see your vision because they not you. So that's why you got to do you no matter what. Who gives a fuck about, another's opinion? And if they go against you, then you know right then and there that they was never for you anyway. They always have been your enemy. See, that's one thing people gotta recognize. No matter what, whether you fucking with people or not, you gonna have an enemy. That's just the way of the world. You gonna have people that's just not gonna fuck with you. They just not gonna like you no matter what. And we don't know when we gonna run across a savage. Somebody that it might just be a motherfucker that just snapped that day and be like, okay, the next motherfucker do something, and you might be that next motherfucker. What you gonna do in a situation like that? Especially if you can't walk away. You just got crazy motherfuckers. I was recently in a road rage incident. Somebody blowing at me, and I'm like, oh my God. Act like he tried to run me off the road or something. But I'm not that one where you get out your car and you got a gun in your hand and you run it up on me. Because I'm going to let you have it. That'll be the mistake of your life if you pull a gun out and you try to run up on me. I would take that fucking gun out your hand and karate fucking chop you. And beat your motherfucking ass. Because you ain't even worth me unalive. If you that fucking stupid to try to run up on me with a gun. That's some bullshit. But the devil, that motherfucker, he's clever. He's a motherfucking genius. Because he know what people like and what people lust. See, what a lot of people don't understand in this world is full of men and women. And we all got a certain level of selfishness. We all selfish to a certain degree. Every single one of us are in here. So we can't blame somebody because they don't want to do something that's going to jeopardize what they got going on. You got motherfuckers like that too that will, get you to do shit that can, the blowback, it might come back on you. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck them type of people too. I hate to say it, but sometimes, man, to protect your peace, you got to be kind of vicious your damn self. But at the end of the day, we want to protect our peace. That's all we desire. That's all we want. You can't ask for nothing more. I know that's all I want. But yeah, the devil was out there with his temptations, women, lust. And I'm so glad that God saved me. I really am, because, And I'm not saying this in no such way, shape, or form to promote that uh, lifestyle. You know, I condone it, and I only say it not to brag or boast, but don't make the mistakes that I made. Because I'm lucky that I'm here. I'm lucky that I survived some of the incidents that I've been through in life. And this is why I'm thankful that I'm able to be here and have a moment like this with y'all, you know? And that y'all think I'm cool enough to come and check out, man. How dope is that? I love this platform. I love YouTube. It gives you the ability to just be yourself and reach out and connect with people. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's just that they don't like shit. I guess they ain't going for, the algorithms ain't, every other word is pussy, fuck you, pussy, and motherfucker, so I get it. I get it. But the true form of art, or, just to life, the key of life is just being yourself. And if people not willing to accept it, then fuck them. And for the ones that do, I love you. Ain't no judgment here. There's no judgment here. It's all love up in here in the God Freak Nation. It's all love. All love. Don't matter, man. We got to stop. We got to advance in life, mentally, spiritually advance, We got to. It's the righteous thing to do. So when you elevate your spirituality, your, emotionally, spiritually, you advance. All that race shit, it don't even matter. It's stupid. Racism is stupid. Any type of hate is stupid. Especially when it resorts to violence, killing people like that fucking demonic fucking racist devil went in that church in South Carolina, or was it North Carolina, where he unalived all the black folks in church, and they was praying and please don't unalive me, please, begging them, man. God didn't save them that day. But what would have saved them if one of them, at least one, would have been armed? It could have been like the difference between life and death. But nobody was armed. They was armed with Bibles that day. Did those Bibles protect them? They was in the house of the Lord that day. Did that structure protect them? No. But if they would have had a gun, having that gun, it makes all the difference. You can fight evil back when you got that gun. Same thing in Buffalo, New York, when that racist bastard went in that grocery store and unalived all those elderly women, black women, and the security guard was able to land a shot, but the funky ass, racist ass savage had on body armor. So the security guard didn't have a chance because the savage had an AR-15. He was took out instantly. I saw that fucking video, man. It was horrifying. It was sad, and it pissed me the fuck off. And I wish somebody in that fucking grocery store, other than that security guard, would have been also armed. And maybe if you got enough armed people sending it your way, maybe you just might give the fuck up. Like he ended up doing when the police came. Because his ass didn't want to get shot. So you gotta plot out your own movie. Navigate this thing called life. But remember this, you the star of your own fucking movie. But I'm about to jump off, get in here into the studio, working on new fucking music. And I'll see y'all tonight at 9 o'clock. It might be about 9. I don't never, come on, man. Y'all that fuck with me know. I'm going to be late sometimes, goddammit. All right? Life is lifing. But we going to be there with the Trey 57, Famous Adore, and we going to turn up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We going to turn up. We going to turn the fuck up. We going to turn the fuck up, man. So I'm working on new music right now. So I'm about to jump off this motherfucker. I'm about to jump the fuck off. And shit. And hey man, I just ordered me one of them motherfucking keyboards, man. They got the lights and shit. I got one of them. I got a wireless motherfucker, rechargeable keyboard and mouse. You see this little motherfucker right here? This bitch takes batteries. I ain't got to deal with that shit no more. The new shit that I got, that motherfucker got a built-in battery, my nigga. It got a built-in fucking battery. And it's the mouse even got a built-in battery and it's rechargeable. And that motherfucker light up. Y'all gonna see that motherfucker soon. I'm working on some new motherfucking music now though, goddammit. I'm gonna get back to this beat right here. I might have to put this motherfucker right here on the new motherfucking Gun Freak, the new motherfucking Gun Freak album that's gonna be dropping soon. You feel me? You understand? You feel me, baby? Huh? You get what I'm saying? You get my drift? Yeah. Throw that organ in that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Admit, man, I had, look, man, sometimes I get creative, I had me a little sip of something, I don't drink like this every day or nothing like that, only when I'm relaxing and shit, I like I pop a gummy or something every now and then. I got from the dispensary I was doing armed security for, right? So, sometimes, man, when I'm, feeling a little vibe, a little buzz, I get extra creative and shit. So some of the shit when I'm feeling buzz, man, I like to come back to it and you know, with a fresh pair of ears, and to see what the fuck I was on. And I made that last beat, man. I was kind of buzzing when I made that fucking beat. I think I turned into Zaytoven. I think I turned into that nigga, man. So and then I had made another beat. I'm almost scared to play this because, you know, I was high. I'm not gonna lie, I was high when I made it, you know. So if a song fucked up, don't blame it on me. Blame it on that motherfucking Gami. Don't blame it on me if a song fucked up. Cause I don't even remember making this motherfucker. I don't even know what it sound like. I was buzzing. You dig? Oh Lord, I'm about to be embarrassed now, man. This probably gonna sound like trash. Shit. Man. Oh, my bad. That's the same beat. My bad. See? I'm buzzing. I'm fucking buzzing. Let me see. Let me pull that motherfucker up. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Yup. That's it right there. I'm going to pull it up. And I don't even know what this motherfucker sound like. All I know is I was kind of in the zone. You know what I'm saying? No, not no kind of. I was out. Yeah. I was in the zone. And I'm waiting on this motherfucker to load up and shit, you know. Here we go. Oh, I'm scared to hear what this motherfucker sound like. Oh, shit. Let's go. I fuck with that. Listen, Gun Freak Nation. Much love to y'all, man. I'm about to jump off and I'm about to make some new shit. That's how I do it. It took me 5 minutes to make that beat. It took me 4 minutes to make the one I played before that one. So I knock them out. I knock them bitches out and keep it moving, you know. Then when I'm getting ready to throw this album out, I'm gonna cherry pick that what I think is the best of the best. And that's gonna be that new Gun Freak. So grab that motherfucker so you can have some motherfucking Electrik Beats playing in the background on your YouTube channel, your videos. And I'm not trying to copyright strike you or none of that shit. You ain't got to deal with none of that shit. Shit, you know, download that motherfucker and rap over that bitch. You know, if we make $1 million, then, you know, we gotta have a conversation. Okay? But, it's all love, Gun Freak Nation. I love and, you know, appreciate every single one of you. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all stay armed. Stay responsible with your firearms. You hear me? Be responsible with the motherfuckers. You know, stay righteous. You know what I'm saying? Treat people as if that's gonna be the last time you ever see them. Treat the people that you love every day like it's gonna be the last time you're gonna see them. Because you just never know when that last time is going to come. Navigate this life, man. Remember, you are your own movie star. This is your movie, and you the star. Nobody else can be what you are. You feel me? What I'm trying to say. So don't let that devil get in your way. You know, send him back home to Funky Town, to where he fucking belongs. Because there's so many demonic, wicked ass, evil ass people that's amongst us right now, doing the devil's work. They come against us, the righteous folks, right? And when I say righteous, I ain't got my nose turned all up in the air thinking we better than everybody else. No, we flawed, heavily flawed motherfuckers. But one thing for sure is that we ain't out there doing no evil. We ain't out there plotting, trying to, do harm or evil to nobody. We minding our own fucking business. Minding our own business. Trying our best to be righteous in this thing called life. This movie called life. So I want you to be your own hero. Be your own fucking superhero. So with that come with, you got an ain't shit, funky ass, stinking ass, foot ass savage out there that don't give a fuck about his life and want to take everything out on everybody else. You handle that savage appropriately. But if you got any other recourses, take that. Because you don't want to ever have to be in a situation where you gotta take a life. Even if it's a stank ass, ain't shit ass, pussy ass savage. I'll see y'all tonight at about 9:30ish. I love y'all. I got some porn I got to go watch. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I gotta go now. Alright? No, I gotta go get back to these beats. And I'm not talking about beating my meat. Then, let me get the fuck on out of here. Because, yeah. I love you, Electrik Nation. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you motherfuckers tonight. I'm gonna see every one of you motherfuckers tonight. And all you motherfuckers that's watching me and don't subscribe, how fucking dare you? That's so fucking disrespectful. If you fuck with me, then fuck with me, man. You ain't got to comment, just subscribe. Let's grow this motherfucker. Come on, YouTube, at least in the next 3 years, can I at least get 25,000? You got to shadow ban me like that. Y'all don't fuck with me like that when you can't hit that. It's free. It don't cost you a damn thing. But you continue to come and watch me. What is it about me that you like, Ray? You don't like me, but you like to watch me. I don't get it. How can you love me and hate me at the same fucking time? Life's a trip, ain't it? Life's a bitch, ain't it? Anyway, I gotta get to this corn, and salute the Electrik Nation. Love y'all. God bless the Electrik Nation. Yes, sir.